we have some breaking news here on the San Francisco 49ers report on this Tuesday, July 23rd. This date of significance because it is the day when 49ers veterans will be reporting to training camp in Santa Clara at the SAP Performance Center. And it's going to include Brandon Aiyuk, who is, according to Ian Rapaport of the NFL Network, going to report to training camp for the San Francisco 49ers. This is the Niners Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and this is why you subscribe to the channel. Because anytime there is breaking news, I cover it right here on the show. So hit that sub button and join the faithful family here at Chat Sports. This is the largest independently run Niners channel right here on YouTube, with shows coming your way every single day. And with training camp officially here, preseason, regular season, playoffs after that, we're really going to start to ramp up our coverage. So Ian Rapaport taking to X just moments ago with this tweet. 49ers star wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk is reporting the training camp, sources tell me and Mike Garafolo. Despite his desires for a new contract, the team has not held extensive trade talks since May, and because of that, Aiyuk has requested a trade. Look, we have talked so much about Aiyuk and his search for a contract here on this show over the last several months. It's been the biggest storyline in Ninerland, but one of the biggest stories across the National Football League. And up until last week, Aiyuk had not requested a trade. Then he did, and I theorized that he requested that trade in talking to the Niners front office, wanting out to try to put final pressure on the Niners organization to give him a contract extension a week away from camp. That was last Tuesday. Here we are a week later. The Niners have not given Aiyuk a contract extension, but now he's reporting to camp, so him applying pressure and looking for that new deal still hasn't worked out. But it's a good look on his part, and I love this move by Brandon Aiyuk to report to Niners training camp because I do believe it increases his chances of landing a new contract. It makes him look good in the process and not some negative Nancy who is going to hold out and cause more drama. He understands that he's entering the final year of his deal. The Niners have some leverage here because he has to play under the fifth-year option. Then they can apply the franchise tag the next 2 years. It's not realistically like Aiyuk is going to sit out this upcoming season. That would be stupid. He wants to increase his value as a player, and he understands that the Niners were so close to winning the Super Bowl last year against the Kansas City Chiefs, which would have completed the quest for 6. The Niners have 5 Super Bowl championships right now, 5 Lombardi trophies that the players look at the facility all of the time, and they were a couple of plays away from taking down the Kansas City Chiefs, and then this conversation would have been different. But now the Niners are looking to embark on this revenge tour. And San Francisco has this loaded roster, and I'm glad that Aiyuk understands that because he's a critical player and will play a critical role on this Niners offense, which was tremendous last year. And now San Francisco, to start training camp, will have all 11 starters returning for a unit that was number 1 overall in the National Football League last year. So, additionally, why I love this move and decision by Aiyuk, Niners have a great team. You have an opportunity to chase a Super Bowl. He plays well again. He could make even more money on that contract extension if he doesn't sign that this offseason. He's their number 1 wide receiver and one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. He can continue to work on that harmonious relationship and on-field continuity with Brock Purdy. And Aiyuk's rise has coincided with Purdy being this team's starting quarterback. Purdy has elevated Aiyuk, and Aiyuk has elevated Purdy, and now we can continue to see this dynamic 1-2 punch at the quarterback wide receiver position. I also think that synergy and continuity for an entire offense is really important. And if Aiyuk didn't report the training camp, there was a holdout. There's that dark cloud looming over the Niners organization. But also, as they tried to work out the kinks and they tried to practice and introduce new elements of Kyle Shanahan's offense and master what they've done before, it's a huge hit. It's a huge loss not having a second-team All-Pro as a part of that unit. Additionally, Aiyuk is widely respected by his coaches and by his teammates. It's good for the Niners culture, which has been tremendous the last couple of years, to have him there. Aiyuk, for his bank account and his pockets, he's now not going to get fined by reporting to Niners training camp. We'll see if this is a holdout or a hold-in. A hold-in, you report the training camp, but you don't do any on-field work, and you don't practice with your teammates. That's what Deebo Samuel did. He reported the training camp. He was on the side field, and then the final day of July, he was able to reach an agreement on a contract extension with San Francisco. But I think this improves Aiyuk's chances of being able to land a new contract because this makes him look like a good teammate, that he's all in on the team. He's not in it just for himself. And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan should recognize that. They should give him props for reporting the training camp. They're going to meet with the media a little bit later today, and I hope that they go out of their way to be complimentary of Aiyuk. He's an outstanding teammate, an outstanding player. We want him around for the long haul. He's one of the leaders on this football team. He's tremendous, especially with the growth that we've seen. It's important for us to get a deal done. And the fact that he's reporting the training camp is a great sign. I hope they say all of those things to make Aiyuk feel at least a little bit better because obviously it's going to be a media story. All cameras are going to be on him. His media availability is going to be interesting by his locker. He's not really that much of a talkative guy, but people are going to have a lot of questions and badger him about this contract. So there's going to be some drama in that regard, but less drama as compared to him having an outright holdout. Now, there is still time to get a deal done for Aiyuk in San Francisco. This is the 5th consecutive offseason in which we've had these types of conversations around this organization because this is the 5th player in a row who has been drafted by the Niners, developed by the Niners, turned into a great player by the Niners, who's looking to land a contract extension going into the final year of their respective rookie deals and with their contract running up. George Kittle did not sign his extension until August 13th of 2020. So that was late. He did report the training camp, though. Fred Warner signed his deal on July 21st of 2021. That was before training camp got underway. The Niners had reported the training camp in 2022, so too did Deebo Samuel when he signed his deal on the final day of July. July 31st of 2022, Nick Bosa did hold out. He was not at the facility during training camp or the preseason. Little bit of a different circumstance there because he set the record for the largest contract in the history of the NFL for a non-quarterback and guaranteed money, which still stands, an average annual value, which was overtaken this offseason by Justin Jefferson. He didn't sign his deal until September 6th of 2023. So those are the previous instances, which brings us now to modern day. And hopefully Aiyuk and the Niners will get a deal done. My prediction all along is that he gets about $28 million per year, and he gets more than the $59+ million in guaranteed money that Deebo Samuel got. Other contract news for San Francisco. Deommodore Lenoir was on with Kay Adams. He's entering the final year of his deal. He's been a tremendous slot corner when he's been asked to fulfill that role, and a really good outside corner when he's had to play there. In his previous 3 seasons in the NFL, he's given up just 4 touchdowns in coverage. He's a tough physical player who has that dog mentality and swagger, and the production has certainly been there. He told Kay Adams about a contract extension and negotiations, quote, "I think it's been going good and positive." So that's a good sign for the cash-strapped Niners. They have a lot of cap space right now, but when you look into the future, not as much cap space. We will be going live a little bit later here on the Niners Report. Going to see what John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have to say as a part of that show. We'll do a training camp preview, take a look at the top position battles, a roster outlook, that and a whole lot more. So I hope that you join us live on the San Francisco 49ers Report in just a little while. Of course, there's still a possibility that Aiyuk could get traded, although I think he's going to be with this organization for the long haul. Hit that subscribe button. When breaking news happens, I cover it right here on this show. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you soon here on the 49ers Report.